Hey everyone, Joey here, and I want to talk about Metroid Prime Remastered, more specifically, the changes that this remaster made from both the original GameCube release and the Wii Metroid Prime Trilogy re-release. And I know what you're thinking, Joey, you always want to talk about Metroid Prime Remastered. Well, right now I have a good reason to talk about it, so just sit back and relax, and let's discuss these 8 changes from the remaster. Now obviously the game has received a dramatic visual overhaul. That's not really a change we're going to be discussing. I want to go over the little subtle things that this remaster changed for better and for worse, starting with the doors. Former Retro Studios developer Zoid Kirsch took to Twitter to discuss these doors, and he said, quote, "They effed up the doors in the remastered Metroid Prime. They have the wrong alpha level on the door shields. Left is the original, second is remastered. I tend to be a bit picky about this since I literally spent months working on the doors. This should be fixed." Now, of course, he's one of the OG developers on Metroid Prime. I'm not going to knock him at all for having this opinion. Metroid Prime is his baby after all. Even if I don't think these doors are a problem, he definitely has a right to criticize this one thing. And you know what? He followed up saying, "The remaster is amazingly well done. The improvements to Samus and the boss models are awesome. It's still a wonderful remaster and should be played and enjoyed." So in the end, he still loved the remaster despite this. Moving on, this is another change that I didn't quite notice until it was brought up to me, so I'm very sorry for ruining this for you, but the beams do not emit any light into the surroundings. In the original game, if you shot a beam into a dark hallway, then the light would reflect off of the walls. Not so much here in this remaster. It's not a huge downgrade, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. So, very sorry for that, but whatever, I still enjoy the remaster despite this. Also, I still enjoy the remaster, even though they took out the mirror in Chozo Ruins. Why? I don't understand this. I remember seeing that reflection for the first time. It looked so cool, and now it's gone. It's nowhere to be seen. I can't see Samus in this mirror. Why is this? I hope there's a really good technical reason for it, because this is just a bummer to say the least. Another change is that Ridley has received his signature purple colors back. Very cool touch that they added. He looks more like he does in Metroid Samus Returns, where he's still got those metallic features, but he still has his signature purple color in some spots. It's very cool that they made this change. It's a very nice touch. Another welcome return in the Metroid Prime Remaster are the water ripples. If you don't remember 2009's Watergate, let me tell you about it. People were upset because the water ripples weren't in the Wii version of Metroid Prime in the Prime Trilogy, even though they were in the GameCube version, but now they've come back in the remaster. So now we can shoot in the water to our heart's content. Speaking of shooting, the power beam now shoots 3 projectiles before going into charge mode, and the wave and plasma beams have a similar effect, but they shoot 2. And because the ice beam has a slower fire rate, it stays at 1. It's kind of like what happens in Metroid Prime Hunters. I don't mind this change at all, but I know some who do have a problem with it. Oh, and the charge beam animations are back. They were previously taken out of the Wii version, but now when you charge up the ice beam, it's completely coated in ice, and when you charge up the plasma beam, heat wave particles surround Samus's beam. Some of them are a bit more subtle now than they were in the GameCube version, but they're still a welcome return. Finally, let's talk about Samus's face. Spoiler alert for those who haven't beaten the game yet, because we're going to talk about Samus's remastered face in this game. It looks quite different from how she originally looked in Metroid Prime, but it still looks extremely realistic. Unlike the Samus models used after the original Prime, which evoked a more animated style. She didn't look like a real person per se. But here, she does. It makes us wonder if they're going to use the same character model or a similar one for Metroid Prime 4. Because why go to the trouble of making a new character model for Samus when you could have just used something like this? Retro Studios also gets bonus points for making this model blink like a normal person. Unlike... Anyway, those are 8 changes Metroid Prime Remastered made. Let us know what you think of them in the comments below. Until next time, bye.